There is an idiom that says, when the cat is away, the mice will play. But not so with Jacob Zuma. Coming up. Jacob Zuma has suspended his deputy president and the leader of the MK parliamentary caucus, Dr. John Hlophe, or John Hlophe, with immediate effect, of course, pending a full investigation into his conduct. This, of course, comes after John Hlophe has replaced Colin Makhubele with Des Van Rooyen in the parliament. Even worse, doing that without consulting national leadership of the MKP. This, of course, comes after a media article that has been officially sent by MK Party to all of us, including the media. It reads thus: the uMkhonto weSizwe Party, MK Party, wishes to inform its members, supporters, and general public that upon His Excellency President Jacob Zuma's arrival from a successful trip to Burkina Faso, His Excellency met with an MKP's national official and received the briefing about changes effected at the National Assembly without a collective consultation. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, it's stinging. Oof. Okay. The president has taken a decision to issue a precautionary suspension to the party's deputy president and the leader of the MKP Parliament caucus, Dr. John Hlophe, from both his leadership roles with immediate effect, pending a full investigation on his conduct. Oof. The decision is meant to affirm and send a strong message and the principle of collective leadership across all structures within the MK party. Consequently, the decision taken by Dr. Hlophe to remove Comrade Colin Makhubele and appoint Comrade Des Van Rooyen is therefore nullified, cancelled. The leadership of the MK party remains firmly united and committed to upholding the principles of discipline, accountability, and collective decision-making as enshrined in the party's constitution. This decision should be viewed as a demonstration of the party's unwavering commitment to internal party's discipline and collective leadership. The collective leadership is stinging like a bee to me, because if that is enshrined in a constitution of the MK party, the question will be, how did Comrade John Hlophe miss it? Mara John Hlophe nawe ndoda. Mara Hlophe ndoda, Mara Hlophe nawe ndoda, Mara Hlophe ndoda, Mara nawe ndoda. And of course, on his return from Burkina Faso, Jacob Zuma was informed about this. By the time he returned from Burkina Faso, John Hlophe has moved the furniture around. And Jacob Zuma was like, Ubaba, wololo, mfanaketi, wenzeni la. Listen to this.
Let's speak now to the head of presidency of the MK party, Makazela Mzobe, who had released the statement. Makazela, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Can you confirm to us that the statement that we had read indicates positively that it was John Hlophe's decision to remove Colin Makhubele in Parliament, and that he unilaterally made that decision and then subsequently appointed Des Van Rooyen as the chief whip of the party in Parliament, and that it has now been reversed and that Parliament has received that communique?
Good evening to you and the viewers at home. Certainly, I have to confirm that indeed the statement as released is accurate. President Zuma, after consulting with the officials, has decided to suspend the deputy president and the leader of the party in Parliament following the changes that happened yesterday evening around the chief whip position. President Zuma wants to state that it was not an easy decision. It was difficult but very important to affirm the centrality of collective leadership and discipline within the ranks of uMkhonto weSizwe Party.
Yeah. What reasons did John Hlophe provide for the decision he made last night?
The statement does indicate that what was established was that it was not a collective leadership decision. As you know, that President Zuma was out of the country doing international work.
Yeah, sure, I get it. It wasn't a collective decision, but what were the reasons that John Hlophe advanced when he made the decision?
Will be better ventilated in the process articulated in the statement, that there will be an investigation where all parties will be given an opportunity.
Yeah. Just importantly here, where does that leave Des van Rooyen?
He remains a disciplined member of uMkhonto weSizwe as a member of the National Assembly.
Yeah. Do you know if Des van Rooyen had accepted the appointment by John Hlophe at any point today before the statement you had released?
We didn't reach that process. President Zuma was only interested on the process of the decision, and upon realizing that it was not organizationally processed, he reversed it. All other matters will be ventilated in the process that is about to take place.
Yeah. Has President Jacob Zuma spoken to Dr. John Hlophe since he had returned to the country?
That will be between the two of them. He talks to all leaders of the party whenever it's necessary.
But in the last 24 hours, have they spoken?
They could be talking to each other as we speak.
Are they speaking to each other as we speak?
As I say, President Zuma talks to all leaders. He's on the phone with all of them as we speak, and we'll be talking to others.
Yeah, sure, but I'm asking specifically, John Hlophe, in the last 24 hours, have they had a personal conversation?
I don't have a mandate to speak about the private course by the President. I only speak on the decision taken by the President with the collective leadership of the organization.
Yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Magazela Mzobe, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Oof. Yeah, the collective leadership thing buries John Hlophe alive, eh? Because if it is enshrined in the constitution of the party, why would Hlophe miss that? And again, consider the fact that he is not deputing alone anymore. There is another deputy president that he is co-leading with. So clearly, he had to consult the rest of the national leadership of the MK party. So it becomes very difficult now for one to defend John Hlophe. And not only was John Hlophe suspended, but even his decision of replacing Colin Makhubele, that is, with Des van Rooyen, has also been nullified or cancelled. Makhubele is back to her position in Parliament, and Des van Rooyen is back to whatever position he was in before the decision was made. Ayikho indoda enebhadi njengale ndoda abathi uDes van Rooyen. I remember he once was, during Zuma era, he once was a finance minister for only weekend. They even call him weekend special. And he was a financial minister on Friday. By Monday, he was out of his position. What are we going to call him now? And same thing is happening here at the MK. So what are we going to call him now? 24-hour special? In a party and
MKP, Comrade Des van Rooyen. They've just graduated him from weekend special to one-night stands. I feel for that comrade. He's actually not a bad comrade. But why must he always be a victim? Ubaba Maebuya suspended the judge. The judge left the bench out of suspension. Utlatswa ka suspension le go MKP asa hlokomeli. And as. Ke tlhaka ntsuke. Ke mo ferefere lenyalong. Ka kwa ka MKP. Ase suspension expulsion ke komkeke. A ke tsebe.
And by the way, it is clear now that indeed Floyd was not a problem within the MK. Or should I say, it was not Floyd who was a problem within the MK, but it was the party itself. And of course, especially the head. It's clear now. And Floyd is vindicated, if you ask me. And as I kept on saying, guys, that no one is going to break MK party but the leadership or Jacob Zuma himself. No one, again, is going to break EFF but Julius Malema himself. Because if you look at the installation of Tony Yengeni last week, I'm not too sure, but I won't entirely dismiss the guys who are saying that was just a way of positioning Tony Yengeni to ultimately replace John Hlophe. But one thing I know between the two, between Tony Yengeni and John Hlophe, is that the ground forces love John Hlophe. The ground forces love John Mandlakaise. And of course, the dictatorship kind of style and Zuma making himself to be uzwilakhe. If uMkhonto is not aware of such an approach, he will destroy MK Party with his own hands, because first of all, he's getting old. He's not going to be here much longer. So the question is, if you don't put powerful leaders, people that you trust, people that you can trust even with making decisions, if you don't plant and position such leaders around yourself, around yourself or in the party, or maybe in a strategic position within the party, Zuma is going to destroy MK Party with his own hands. And of course, MK Party will die with him. What do you think? Let me hear your comment below. And if you are coming for the first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.